basketball's a strange game. The other night we went to Cleveland. The Jazz lost by 55. They then went to Cleveland and they beat the Cavaliers. So last night, the Jazz played the same group of young guys they played tonight. And they took the Chicago Bulls to the wire to a final shot. Vucevic hits a game winner. And tonight, the same young group comes out with against a much less good opponent than the team that they played last night, and they get throttled and trailed by 20 for every single minute of the second half tonight. Not great. David Locke along with Ron Boone. This is POSTCAST. How do you explain that weirdness?
They won the fourth quarter.
What do you think?
You can't explain it. Yeah. There is no explanation for that.
Really, we've really gone through a weird roller coaster, right? Charlotte would lose by 55, come out and beat Cleveland. Lauri plays. So you're like, okay, that's because we had our group back. Then you go to Chicago. Lauri gets sick. Nurk does not play. Svi does not play. And you play Chicago really, really well. So you roll the same group out tonight to say, like, all right, let's build off it. And maybe the lesson to this every guy we played tonight other than Kyle Anderson was in his third or less years in the NBA. And so maybe the lesson tonight is, hey, by the way, this is an every night league.
I don't think there's any doubt that there's an every night league. And the young players have to understand that. But there's also an element, David, that every night you're playing someone different with a different style. And whatever the case, last night was a different basketball game than what we saw tonight. And even though the Dallas Mavericks are shorthanded as well, but they have veteran leadership.
Yeah, let me say this. I don't think this is what happened tonight, but I really hope that our guys didn't go, they have no Cooper Flagg, no Kyrie Irving, and no Anthony Davis, so we're going to be good, and I'm going to go after it. I do want to take a moment. There's a really cool scene going on here right now. As Cooper Flagg's out on the floor signing out. So Dallas does this once a year where all of the front row seats in the arena are given to service people.
Yeah.
And military members of the Dallas community. And then the players come out afterwards and their kind of legendary dance group interacts with them and signs autographs. Kyrie Irving is down on our right-hand side signing autographs. Mark Cuban's talking to some vets here in the front over on the right, and Cooper Flagg is taking pictures. This is a really nice night. For whatever reason, we've been here for they've done it. What did Jason Kidd say? They've done this for 30 years now or something. We've been here for a lot of them. But it's a really neat event. So you kind of, when you sign up for your front row tickets with the Mavericks, it's kind of known that there's going to be a night every year where all of you give away your seats to the veterans in the and so a wonderful event coming here. And so Cooper's out signing over on the left-hand side, and Kyrie here, and Max Christie didn't play, so Max Christie evidently not ill enough to get people sick. He's signing autographs.
But it is great. I mean,
that's a really cool event.
It's a very cool event. And that with all the veterans that are here, the tribute is definitely, to them.
All right, so the Jazz lose the first quarter 35-24, and they shoot 1 of 12 from 3. They lose this next quarter 35-26, and they're now at halftime. They still hadn't made much of anything all night long, and by the end of the third quarter, they're 5 of 28 from 3. How much of this is just not making shots tonight? On this one, or was there? What else possibly was there tonight?
Making shots tonight. I'm just trying to go back to that first quarter and how they got started playing, and it was not very good the way they got the start that they got off to, getting outscored by 11 in that first quarter. So it was the way they was able to get off to a terrible start, and it's like they never recover. I mean, it's a different game than what they played last night, but it's still a young team, and it's just kind of hard to explain, David, on why in 82 games you have so many games where you just look terrible.
What you were watching the game. We went to a unique lineup of Collier, Clayton, and George, played the three of them together, and we were, I think, down like 11 or 12 at the time, and you felt good. You were like, oh, this game should be close by halftime, and it went the other way. What happened at that?
I thought the Jazz were going to run. I mean, I thought with Collier and two other guards, I think Clayton was out there as well, when Keyonte was out there as well, that they were going to be able to run and maybe score early in the clock. But the three-point shooting is just terrible for Jazz right now with those young players, and it's very not consistent enough in order to maintain a certain level of play.
I mean, Isaiah 0 for 4, Flip 1 for 5, Bailey 1 for 5.
And Isaiah, David,
Clayton 1 for 5.
He's gone back to his original shot.
Yeah.
Because, you had brought up that they were trying to coach him into holding his follow through and getting the basketball up in the air a little bit more. And it looked like he's gone back to that regular release.
I hope this makes I'll do this in a second. I'll explain where I feel like I have a very clear understanding on where Isaiah Collier is at this moment in his career and what needs to happen, and I will explain that as we continue on POSTCAST.
I carry a lot of responsibility in my household. If something happened to me, there would be serious consequences. We have a mortgage, we got tuition, we got everyday bills. Those aren't going anywhere if something happens to me. And I know that's an overwhelming feeling, but I'm taking steps to protect my family by getting life insurance through Ethos. Ethos makes getting life insurance fast, easy, and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. There's no medical exam. You just answer a few simple health questions. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies are as low as $30 a month. And as of March 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. Ethos has 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot with over 3,000 reviews. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos now by going to ethos.com/LockedOnNBA. In as little as 10 minutes, you can get your free quote and up to $3 million in coverage at ethos.com/LockedOnNBA. That's ethos.com/LockedOnNBA. Ethos.com/LockedOnNBA. Application times and rates may vary.
Thank you very much, John. Today's show is also brought to you by Wayfair. With the new year here, great opportunity for you to spice up the house, get everything better for you, and Wayfair is the place to do it. That's right. At Wayfair right now, you can refresh your space because you're spending more time at home. You might want to make it look good, and so Wayfair is there for you. From bedding to mattresses to storage solutions for every room, Wayfair makes it easy to start the year fresh. Wayfair is everything you need from a full home refresh all in one place. Whether you're updating your living room, organizing your space, or upgrading your work from home setup, Wayfair's huge selection makes it easy to find exactly what works for your style and budget. Pick up new bedding, accent pillows, whatever. Make it cleaner, calmer, more put together. Love the fact you can find pieces that match your style without spending a fortune. Shopping is easy, delivery is smooth, and everything arrives exactly as expected. Get organized, refresh, and back on track this year for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now. Shop all things home at Wayfair, WAYFAIR.com. That's Wayfair, every style, every home. Today's show is also brought to you by FanDuel Friday. That's tomorrow, FanDuel Friday. Jump aboard for the FanDuel Friday happy hour, an hour and a half before the game start. They'll have extra packages. Plus, the wild card round is here. Actually, it's past the wild card round. Isn't this the divisional round now? FanDuel is officially the playoff mode every game during the NFL playoffs, and FanDuel is giving customers even more ways to get in the action. Every NFL playoff game day, FanDuel users get the Profit Boost Pack waiting for them in the app. Every game pack is loaded with multiple profit boosts you can apply to the bets you like most. Boost lets you lean into your game day instincts, whether you're backing momentum, defense, quarterback play, or coaching. The boost give you more juice on your bets you already like instead of forcing you to bet on something new. Every play feels bigger, and the boosts make your bets feel way bigger and better. So make your picks and then apply your profit boost to go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling. So visit FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Grab your Profit Boost pack every NFL game day. Here is my thought on Isaiah Collier. I have always said this, that I do not think players improve who play a lot in year one improve in year two. They improve between year 2 and year 3 because they don't do things well in year 1. and they come back in year 2 and they think the things they do well, they'll solve and fix. And the fact of the matter is this league is so awesome and the players are so incredible that the chances are that the things you didn't do well in year 1 are still you're not going to be very good at in year 2. Like, I think Kyle Filipowski fits in this a little bit too as well. Rim finishing. Kyle could not finish last year at the rim, and we saw him last night try to take Nikola Vucevic to the rack on a key moment of the game and get his shot blocked. Like, okay, he's not doing that next year. After 2 years of that happening to him, he'll finally be like, yeah, okay, I guess I can't do that. This league's that good. That's where I think Isaiah Collier is. I go back to this when I asked Isaiah Collier at the beginning of the year, like, what player do you emulate? And he said Tyrese Halliburton. He needs to emulate TJ McConnell. He needs to emulate Javon Carter. If I told Isaiah Collier at this point in the second year, former number 1 recruit in the country, who went to USC, was all McDonald's All-American, that you need to play like Javon Carter, he would look at me like I have horns coming out of my head and I am insane. But after a second straight full year of not having success with some of the things, he needs to come back and realize, oh, I'm going to change a game with pace and defense. Those are going to be my calling cards in the league. I don't think Isaiah Collier yet knows what his calling cards are as an NBA player right now. And so he's still trying all the things that made him a star in Georgia, made him a star at USC, and thinks they're going to work. They're not going to work here. The league's too good. This is not a criticism of Isaiah Collier. This happens. Keyonte George did this all last year. Walker Kessler did it in his second year. This is how the league works. And if you stop at the end of your second year and you take it to heart and you say, okay, I've got to figure out something, right? Then you've got a chance. And I just think he needs to take it to heart.
That is such a great analogy of, and I see that as well. And I understand exactly what you're saying. TJ McConnell is a great example of, because Collier is very quick. He can get into the paint very easily, but pulling up and shooting a mid-range jump shot, if he doesn't get to the basket, is his calling card. Not a three-point shooter, using his speed. I can understand that. Totally understand that. He gets an assist because of what? Because of the execution or his ability to see the floor, break down what's going on, and get the basketball to the right people at the right time. So I would agree with you offensively that if he was the CJ McCollum, that's what he does. He just breaks you down. He gets, and it's always a mid-range 10-footer, 8-footer jump shot or something like that, and probably leave that three-point shot alone.
And I get 100% if I went up to Isaiah Collier right now and said, have you ever thought about trying to play like Javon Carter? That he would look at me and be like, what, like, you're insane. And I would get it, and I would have no problem with him. But I would also point out that Javon Carter's been in the league since 2019 and is going on his 7th year in the league. And sure, he doesn't play a lot. He was in Chicago. We didn't see him the other night. But, like, he's played in the league for 7 years. He was also the 32nd pick of a draft, which is not that different than being the 29th pick of a draft. It's not a crazy thought. Like, that's just kind of my point. And I get it. I understand all these guys have visions of grandeur. And, like, you have to, at some point, figure out how you're going to work inside the league. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Isaiah Collier's can be way better than that. And he maybe can be a way better version of Javon Carter. But I would still guess that the way that Isaiah Collier's going to be a great player in this NBA is be tenacious defender, use his body and his strength and use his speed, both on offense and defense. And that's how he's going to be a good NBA player.
So some players come into the league, and I'm agreeing what you're saying. They come into the league playing a certain way, and that part of their game increases and gets better.
Right.
Then there are some players coming to the league that need to change their game in order to survive in the league.
Right.
And to the point where, I mean, the lifespan of an NBA player now is 4 years.
Right.
And can that player, if he doesn't change his game, get 4 years in the NBA?
Let me be perfectly clear about something here. I don't know how we ended up on Isaiah Collier.
Yeah.
Like, it's an interesting conversation, and it's a good conversation. Isaiah Collier is not the reason the Jazz lost by 20 tonight, and Isaiah Collier was no worse than anyone else tonight. In fact, Isaiah Collier was probably better than most players on the floor tonight. We just ended up in an Isaiah Collier conversation because his three-point shooting wasn't good. He was 0 for 4. He did have 11 assists of our 33 assists tonight. He did have 10 points. So, of all the players, Isaiah Collier did not actually have a night that was inferior to anyone else, and there's no way this is a conversation. It's just about our young players, and this is what we're going to see, I think here for the rest of the year is these nights where the Jazz decide, all right, this is a night where our young players need the opportunity. I think we're going to see a night where Isaiah Collier doesn't play and Walt Clayton gets 32 minutes. I think we're going to see a night where Walt Clayton doesn't play and Isaiah Collier gets 32 minutes. We have 12 rotation players that are all pretty similar on this roster right now. And the other night, we had a night where Taylor Hendricks and Walt Clayton didn't play. And that's probably not a great answer for us to do that every single night. So Svi Mikhailuk and Yusuf Nurkic don't play tonight, and Kyle Filipowski plays 20, and Kyle Anderson plays some others, and other guys play, and you learn a little bit about what's going on with your players and their opportunities. And so tonight, Isaiah probably need to pick up scoring punch because Lauri's out. That's a big ask for him.
Right.
And Ace Bailey went 6 of 15, and nobody was very good. We were down 20 in the second half against a not very good team. Okay, that wraps us up. Do we have any stars tonight?
No stars.
All right, that wraps us up. Okay. I really want to be clear on this. That was in no way an indictment of Isaiah Collier. It was more of a discussion of the development of all of our players who are on the floor, that have been on the floor that are 3 years and less in the league.
And Isaiah Collier will be just fine.
Yeah. That was just talking about how players develop and what the value of a night like tonight is for those players and for the next 40 nights.